Oh God. Uh-huh.
Which apparently barbarians don't get profession. I never actually realized that.
Yeah, we were looking into that. It's like, wait a minute.
Mhm.
Okay. As long as you can imagine your characters that why they're in the guild, why they stick with the guild, why they got this blessing, and they are not
Matt.
planning on fucking the guild over, then sure.
Real quick, we were planning on starting an hour ago for the actual session too.
I mean, more or less.
Okay. Because I've been invited to another have a war game on Sunday.
Oh God.
It starts at 3 for me instead though, and it's 10 o'clock. So.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure if that the time an hour ago is okay or.
Yeah, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I remember you said that. Oh no, you cannot do that. So I said, okay, we can do 2 hours later. So.
Yes, I have joined a game that starts at 6 for me.
Okay, I mean, hey, I mean, to be fair, now I'm that Stellar Heroes thing at 7 a.m. is not that bad because it's easier for me to wake up before 7 than before 6 on Saturday. But yeah.
But
okay, I don't know. Are there any other like?
all right. So if you're all right with these goblins, I think we should keep in mind that if it doesn't work out, we can always just switch characters. I think, or obviously you have to be all right with it. But if the team is completely messed up, I think we can. Are you all right with us like switching characters like a couple sessions in, if it just doesn't work out? Hmm?
I would find just not being goblins, because as funny as it would be,
Like I like my goblin character, and I think I actually have a good idea for him. But
I am fine with like a goblin character, but I'm
goblin
a party of
I'm not sure how the like full goblin party would work. Sorry, almost full goblin. With
my idea is basically a bunch of goblins showed up to the guild, and they had a continent they wanted explored. So they're like, sure, just basically set us on a suicide mission.
Yeah.
But then made it so it wasn't a suicide mission for us.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, there's not like exactly a suicide mission.
No, we're immortal.
The equivalent thereof, but then it's like, good job, and you can't die. Have fun.
Oh yeah, actually that's a good point. Like we're sent here to die enough times to break the brick wall with our heads.
The reason I went with the goblins because I've been watching a campaign that's an all goblin campaign.
I mean, all goblin campaign is very different from all goblins and one non-goblins.
Yeah. Plus,
Alright, so
yeah, go ahead, Simon.
Alright, so my character is basically a beastmaster that is essentially looking to see what new and wondrous animals are inhabiting the new continent, and I was going either with a Monster Hunter-esque beastmaster that kind of incorporates the beast parts into his weapons, or kind of like a ranger that kind of seeks to catalog all the different animals. So kind of like a Steve Irwin-esque what would that be? A zoologist?
So you want to be Professor Oak?
Yes.
I'm cool with the concept.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. My goblin has this. Oh god.
This is the wondrous world of the eternal wanderers. It houses many monsters known as animals.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
you can either befriend them and become their partners for life, or you can kill them and consume their body and basically use their body parts for your armor and weapon.
That would strangely work with my character.
Where does all my specimens keep disappearing to?
But when Matt said that we should not have that many crafting characters.
I mean, it's not like you can't do crafting. I think it would be doable to like you gather materials from an enemy and you give it to the crafter because
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, the crafter NPC that I made, I essentially made him so, even though he's high level and he's a wizard, I essentially made him so he forgot more than you ever learned, so his spells are mostly around divination and not enchantment, but oh my god, what I gave him. Basically not as useful in combat schools, and all feats are all about crafting. So he's not really made for combat, so he would definitely appreciate, like, I think it will be like a fun thing that you can be active, like you gather resources and like get stuff from animals, which means you can take active role, and like the NPC can take off the like downtime and making things. I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I remembered about two things. I wanted to say one is that yeah, the goblin theme is like, I think there's might be a difference between like a playing goblin one shot, like we be goblins, and like doing like a campaign. Even if it won't be like super long, because I am still adamant that the story will conclude at around, I'm still unsure, but it definitely will not go further than level 14, and it's more probable that it will conclude between levels 12, 13, probably.
Yeah, a reasonable campaign length.
So yeah, it's just it's also a question for players, like ask in your hearts, do you believe that this like theme of the party and going like mostly goblin will like work?
Not at all.
No. Like
Absolutely not.
Like I was thinking of doing like a duo with Zack, and then suddenly we have 4 goblins, and it's really funny to think about, but I don't know how the fuck we could do this completely.
Yeah, I'm fine with goblins as a race, but I think it probably would be a better choice in the long run if the race composition would be slightly mixed up. At least that's my
which is why some of you have to go kobold instead.
This is basically what I feel in my like heart, to be honest. I mean, kobold is not a goblin, so I guess. Oh yeah, and the second thing, because yeah, that would have become more apparent in the game, but I mean, for the ease of tracking your wealth, we might still be using like gold coins. However, because this is exploring a new stuff, so technically, like, economy has to be, I'm not an expert in business, but you can assume that economy has to be risen up from the ground up. So essentially, while it's like gold coins might still be used as a measure of tracking your wealth, it might be slightly different. Like we have that much gems worth this much, and we can use this to like give to crafters so we can make us something. Yeah. So it would be less like you have to pay crafter in money, but more like, okay, I need that many resources worth this much money.
I mean, you could also do like a service, kill something, or
I
go
mean,
somewhere.
3 green herbs, 2 mushrooms, and 1 bone from a.
I mean, that's true. That's true. That gathering resources, like, okay, I need to get that specific creature to build you this. So yeah, that was also a possibility. Give me 1 second.
So you don't have any problem with the Monster Hunter-esque crafting system?
I mean, not. I mean, love-wise or mechanics-wise, because mechanic-wise, I think I'd rather stick to what is available instead of like trying to figure out new mechanics. Like when I mean mechanics, I mean like basically getting how enchantment works for weapons and what sort of enchantments you can get, like Vorpal, Keen, that stuff. So I think the mechanical effects will stay because I don't think I'm smart enough to figure out completely new way of like applying mechanical effects to weapons. But fluff wise, how we can like present this crafting to be more monster hunter-esque, like basically gathering resources, materials, like killing monsters to get rare components, I would be fine with that, I guess.
Yeah, it works for me too.
Give me a second, I need to like turn the lights on.
Also, why am I staggered?
You know, I could bring back my Don Quixote character.
Ooh. Thank you, Jose.
It was pretty
Skeleton
much,
Shackles, I think.
yeah, pretty much. It was a summoner that was
Okay, I'm back.
set up to be more of a cavalier, but still have a summon.
Mm-hmm. You could
I
do
never actually
the. There's
I
a
never
Ghost
got-
Rider archetype that gets to summon a spooky horse.
Yeah, I never actually
Mhm.
got to see how he was going to turn out. So now I'm kind of debating if I want to bring him back to see how it ends.
Mm-hmm.
I turned the headsets on.
Uh-oh.
Did I heard
I'm
Cavalier?
just looking at this race that I found. I sent it to Julius.
Primitive humans.
Oh God.
Frightened by
Wait.
magic. Primitive humans are uneasy around magic, especially spells that have large, impressive effects. Whenever a primitive human is damaged or affected by a spell or supernatural ability that has an obvious visual component, the human is shaken for 1 round. A primitive human that gains the ability to cast spells from a class feature is unaffected by this racial trait.
All right then. Mm-hmm.
This is basically a worse human.
Yeah. In my case, how do I say? My character would basically be. I mean, I was planning on doing a bit comedy with my goblin character. You know, being like the whole. What's it called? Choninbyu in Japanese. It's like the whole. I channel the power of my dark like right eye to defeat you, and like
Chunin.
yes, like over the top stuff like that.
Chunibyo?
Yes,
Oh my God.
something like that, like basically playing like an actual character and like being like super dramatic about these things, and then solving them in like goblin ways. Like there's like a strike that makes people sicken, which is basically like this forbidden technique that my master would never allow me to do, and I just kick them between the legs.
I'm laughing so hard because Shunibyo. I mean, you guys played. I mean, you know Starfinder. Have you played it or know about the races that can be used there?
I've definitely played it.
I know
One
a
of
bit.
the Starfinder group I have, like one of the players essentially made like 120% Shunibyo, like over the top, constant monologue about power of justice and whatnot, like non-stop. This is like. But I fucking forgot the name of that race because that race apparently allows for that stuff. Lashantu?
Lashinto are the psychic ones.
Yeah, the psychic one. Yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
that one.
So my
Yes.
favorite that I've done is there is a feat that depending on your god you get fancy abilities. So if you worship, I think Tryon is their name now, but it lets you interface the computer with like any body part. And I played a goblin, Mystic. So I was basically my goblin's clan shaman that got lost and like ended up on a spaceship with the party basically. And I was an adept user at computers and piloting. The issue is the way that I used computers was I bit them. So
Well,
it's like, why is the goblin like biting the steering of this ship, and why is the ship flying? But I was also the type of mystic that can survive in the void of space, so I'd just like also just tie myself to a rope and jump out of the ship for fun.
The rest of the crew, Goblin Captain, your methods are confuse and scare me.
It's like, we need to get to this door. Why is the goblin licking it? Why is the door open?
Yeah.
Uh,
I also liked how the Starfinder handled point buys, so that's why we are using that method, because I think it's like easier than the Pathfinder like mathematics.
mm-hmm.
I
Okay,
mean,
so
I've never ever actually done the math. I just there's this site that has point buy calculator.
I know, but like still, like you need a calculator for that, and Starfinder is like very very easy. It's 1 for 1, and it's like very very straightforward. Okay, I mean, if we are doing things, okay, so basically we decided 2 out of 3 things that I wrote that would be for session 0, because we are saying no templates. Oh, I should probably write that down. We decided about hit points.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you want to. We might talk about like divinity, regarding like gods, pantheons, and whatnot. Because I actually maybe that's a question. Like, does any one of your characters like consider like would divinity and like what sort of god they worship would be like important for their character, or?
I mean, my character would be too busy taking care of the animals instead of going to church.
To be fair, if they haven't changed in the 300 years, I'm pretty sure the Eternal Wanderers wouldn't be a big fan of the gods, anyways.
I mean, they might not be, but I didn't decide because I didn't want to cut off the possibility if the characters wanted it. Because, yeah, I mean, on one hand, sure, what happened in the past. On the other hand, things can also change. And maybe while it might not be popular or it might not be like often practiced, it's not like the guild has only atheists and not atheists but agnostics, because like it's knowledge that gods exist, but like for a long time it was like they are not worthy of worship because of what they did with this world. But I didn't set like a hard rule because I wanted to see like if someone want to actually worship a god, I didn't want to disable that possibility for a character. So I'm flexible on that. If your character wants to worship a god, that's fine.
Yeah.
So the question would be, would actually like would that be a thing? Because
I mean,
regarding
I
the
think
pantheons, we have some options.
I mean, I feel like the gods is kind of up to you. Like, we'll just kind of pick of what's left. So, what sort of gods do you want to do? Just a normal Pathfinder pantheon?
I mean, those are the options. To be fair, I have added possibility of using the critical role pantheon, and to be fair, I know that some of that is basically taken from Pathfinder, because I'm pretty sure Matt Mercer used like Serenre is also there.
I know absolutely nothing about Critical Role, so
yeah. And the other thing, because I also like watch Arcadum, which to be in my case I consider him like the best dungeon master on Twitch right now. And I very
I
much
also don't know anything about that.
I very much liked his gods because they are not one-dimensional. Like, sure, there are evil gods, but they also have different aspects to them, like more positive ones. For example, there is Lorita, which is a god of rage, but also a god of children. So, for example, if you protect a child, you like earn points to her, even though she's considered a part of the Black Pantheon, which is like evil gods. Other example, Babylon, which is basically a satanic archetype that evil stuff, but he's also big on deals, on oaths. So if you make a promise to someone, even if you're a good-natured character, that falls under his domain. So it's not like they are like absolute chaotic evil, chaotic stupid evil. They have like nuances and whatnot. So this is what endeared them to me, and this is why I like the concept of these gods. But again, that's me, and I ultimately I do not want to use an option that would.
I don't think the gods are like a super serious topic, like for us. So if you like the Matt Mercer gods, pick the Matt Mercer gods and just write it down and give us a link to where we can check them up. Most likely, there won't be any religious characters. Like that's how it
to be
tends
fair,
to go.
if I wanted to lean towards something, I wanted to pick Verum, the Arcadum Pantheon, not
All right.
rolls.
In which case, pick that one, give us a link to it, and it'll work out just
and
fine.
There's even a link in the post I made, but I might as well copy it to chat again.
Sure. But
yeah.
Now that we've chosen, this is the one we use. All right.
Templates Verum Pantheon. Yeah, so essentially those three things I've definitely had to be decided, I guess, are now decided. I'm trying to think like what else, if I'm forgetting about something obvious that I should mention. Probably one thing, like, while I did manage, I mean, I probably will be continuing my search. I did already prepared some battle maps, and I do have like generators when needed.
Have you checked out Reddit? Have you checked out Reddit/battle maps?
Yeah, I found it there, but yeah, I will definitely Google search pointed me also there. But it might be.
If you ask me, I have a lot of. If you ask me, I have a lot of battle maps. So yeah, just ask. Okay.
I mean, if you have them somewhere that I can maybe make a pack or something, and I can download it with one go, or maybe if you have or not. I mean, I will look if I will have problems finding something very specific, I will hit you up. Just saying that basically not every battle will have a battle map, because sometimes it might be because it's not sometimes not possible that you will be in an enclosed space. So yeah, as with the previous campaign, you can expect that there will be background images, and then we just regular map. To be fair, I will try still to even with writing to do some maps, because if I'm gonna go for plus subscription, I will want to definitely use every feature, and I'm especially interested in that dynamic lighting.
I mean, if you want to be efficient about it, find a good map that has lots of different features, and just use it whenever you don't have a better map. Like if you find a good town map, and in a town campaign, you can just use the same map, put the party in a different spot, add more enemies, and so on and so forth.
I mean, recycling will be a thing, obviously, because
so yeah,
that's gonna be happening too.
If we're in the jungle, for example, I'm sure you can find some nice jungle map that you can just use over and over again.
Yeah, I have that too.
Okay.
But the obvious issue is that sometimes these maps can only be so big, and obviously if the battle is moving and whatnot, yeah, the distance becomes a different thing. But we'll handle that.
By the way,
game process.
Matt, are you still a free user, or have you subscribed to Roll20 yet?
I will do the subscription when we'll be getting close towards starting, so probably before the next session, so I can start uploading pictures that I have and preparing the pages. And I probably will just buy one for the entire year.
Yeah, because I was thinking if we should do a landing page for our adventure.
What page now?
A landing
A
page
landing-
is basically like it's like a specific page with like the tokens in a corner, something like that. Give me a second. Page
And basically a bit of a short summary of what's going on.
Where is it? This one. There we go. Something like this. I think he's talking about. Let me upload it to the Eternal Wanderers.
Yeah, for example, this is one.
Sorry, it's taking a bit time to upload. Internet's not that fast around here, but it'll be there in a couple seconds. Yeah, something like that. Basically, I have one that's doesn't have a bunch of stuff on it. So give me a second.
I can try to find something because I don't have artistic skill to.
Like that one, for example. Like this one, for example, is a lot more versatile. Yeah, that one too. I use that one for one of mine. Basically, it's just where we start off on this place. You can write some neat text, or you can just leave it blank, depending on how you want to do it. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair,
optional.
recently, if I like want to have some information for a place, I'll just make a handout. To be honest.
Yeah, it's very optional. It's just a stylistic thing. Like this is where the campaign starts every time, and so on and so forth. And it's very much a personal choice.
To be fair, I mean, I know I did something similar in last campaign. There was a page with like tokens and whatnot, but I don't know. I just don't feel like doing this right now. Like this.
Yeah, it's absolutely optional, but.
Yeah, I mean there will be like background pages, kind of like starting pages and like presenting where you are now. I might like give you like a small thing, like after that many years, like this main Dragon Island that was right now it like became like floating city. Like a metropolis, and this is like an artistic representation, not exactly, but that's the thing. Obviously the tree of Yggdrasil has been growing, and it's like also nice. The thing that connects you to the reality. To be fair, I still well, the afterlife thing might become important. We'll see. I mean, not important, but might be in play, and the colony picture you saw already. So
yeah.
So
yeah, I'll think about that landing page, but for now I'm leaning towards nah.
Okay.
All right.
I don't. Let's see. Is there anything else you'd like to ask of us, or you'd like us to clear up?
I mean, I know you still have time to like finish your characters. I know the general concept that Simon has. And I think I heard bits and pieces about the rest of your characters. But if you might like repeat it like in condensed package.
Yeah, it's like as I said. In short, Chonin Beer Goblin, who is how do I say who replaces his teacher who died, getting his position in the Eternal Wanderers Guild. and basically using a bunch of super dramatic spells and allows me to be super dramatic about them. Mm-hmm.
Okay, mechanically, what class is this?
Harbinger, Path of War. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is like more spellcaster?
No, this is like
Martial.
martial maneuvers, a lot of them. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, that's likely what I'll be playing, unless something cooler comes up. Mm-hmm.
Alright.
I've decided to still play a green skin, but I am not going to be a goblin.
Mm-hmm.
Orc,
I'm
I
making
guess.
I'm making an orc warlord.
Nice.
It's so
Which-
fitting. Orc warlord.
I think I mean warlord as in a class, right?
Yes.
Double duty, class and feature.
I mean, what I said
No.
about leadership still stands.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
So it buffs for my party. It doesn't get me leadership.
I mean, that's completely fine. I think I vaguely recall the name, and I think I might have glanced at what it does. So yeah, I'm cool with that.
You could always take the Bushi archetype for it and be a weeaboo orc samurai.
Orc
Oh,
samurai. I mean, I'd be a goblin samurai, you know. Oh my god, we're just butchering this whole Japanese weave stuff, aren't we, Zach? Oh.
I could do what I did in Simon's game and write haikus, but make it like broken English orc writing it.
Oh,
Big rock go smash.
Oh lord.
I can't recall because there was an empire I called Azure Empire, but I don't remember in last campaign if I made it like Eastern Orient, like maybe, but I can't remember.
Yes, because I was a prince of it, and I ran around and murdered people with like 2 katanas.
Hold
right,
up.
there was something with a katana. Okay, so I mean, yeah, we could have like sure like Western, not
My
Western.
my character art was Samurai Boba Fett.
Yeah. Now I even remember his
yes,
name.
Andy.
Yep,
Western.
I still have his character sheet.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if you want to go weeaboo shit, sure.
I'm
nice going in.
memeing the shit out of it. Go ahead, Simon.
Yeah, nice going with destroying the world, by the way.
No problem.
Oh yeah, banishing the one of the divine guardians of the gate and then triggering the powers.
I love how
starting the apocalypse.
Matt set that up. Because he knew that I'd just fucking wreck the guy.
Yeah, I cannot recall what went through my mind, but I thought that okay, that could be silly. That you wake up in a hangover after Genkiro's wedding party, like I cannot remember why I made you be there, but anyways.
To kickstart the apocalypse.
Yes, you
Because he
basically
wanted to
said
speed it up.
yes. I remember you just being like, "Yeah, I wanted to hurry things up, and I knew they would just kill him. So easy game, easy life."
Maybe I legit cannot remember what I thought 5 years ago. So
understandable. Have a good day.
Understandable. May God have mercy on your soul.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Orc warlord. That's fine. What about you, Sinful?
I lost my train of
Wasn't
thought.
he a barbarian meat eater?
Well, since we're not doing the goblin theme anymore.
You still can.
Ah.
Look, I won't stop you.
Well, I was thinking, you know what? I might bring back Don
Quixote.
Yeah. I was having fun with him.
That'd be fun too. And I can show you how to take Path of War stuff. Because he still can.
Oh, nice.
It just won't be nearly as fleshed out as taking an actual Path of War stuff, because you only get 1 or 2 per feat. But
Because that would. Because I'll admit I don't know much about Path 4 because I haven't messed with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
god damn it, Julius. It's not helping.
What's that?
And from what I'm hearing,
Mm.
and from what I'm hearing, Donut will also be making martial-oriented.
Oh, yes.
Unless something bizarre happens, yes. Mm.
Like, the most caster I've seen him make is a paladin.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to be fair, I understand them. I also not inclined towards playing spellcasters because that can be hard in case
Eh.
like if you want to like if you want to like optimize your spell list and know
Oh.
what to cast at which time, like more strategizing, I guess.
I guess he did play that, God damn it, Julius. I guess he did play a War Priest that one time.
Did he cast any spells?
Not really. Basically, just Divine Favor as a swift action, which is what a War Priest should do, and then go hit something.
Mm-hmm.
Although now that I try to remember, I did step out my comfort zone when we played Rise of the Rune Lords because I did play spellcasting classes there.
Mm-hmm.
Although to be fair, my cleric was kinda like going into tankiness, and then I hit Blind Oracle.
How do I say? Every time I played spellcaster is to abuse like a level 1 spell. I don't think I played a proper spellcaster yet. Mm.
Then,
God
then
damn it.
there's my Control Wizard I played in Kingmaker. And when I started murdering things with damage spells, they were like, I thought you were a Control Wizard. It's like, I am. It's not hurting you anymore.
I control the battlefield by killing everything else.
It's like,
How do I say?
I casted Fireball, and everyone's like, well, great, but I thought you said you were a Control Wizard. I am. Those wolves aren't in the combat anymore.
Yeah, like death is the best crowd control. Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That the best part about this Bushi archetype is, Julius?
Mm-hmm.
The Yada ability, move action, recover a maneuver, standard action, use your mythical current maneuver that you just recovered.
What's that? Do you perhaps sheath the sword to recover a maneuver?
Yes. If I were to actually go weeaboo, I'd probably not do an orc, though.
Oh?
I was thinking big armored giant axe kind of thing. Like
Jutsu style
orc.
giant axe.
I mean,
Yeah,
technically
Jutsu
works.
style,
It
big
100%
smash.
works.
Mechanically, it would.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I kind of just love the idea of me stealing all the like weeb, Ijutsu, and all the stuff and putting them on a goblin.
I do as well. And I kind of just want to play, like, I was just thinking about what would be fun, and I remembered my orc that I built. Like,
Hmm?
like he didn't get to a very high level, but like at level 3, like he was 2 levels of barbarian and 1 level of fighter,
Mm-hmm.
and basically on a hit, his minimum damage was like 14,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just like everyone was like terrified of my build, but like they were all using like third party shit, and I was just literally a barbarian fighter. Like I just like the reason I dipped fighter is to grab endurance and diehard from archetype, so I could go into like it was endurance and something else, or endurance and toughness, so I can go into the diehard feats. Like I was just an orc with a big axe, and people were scared of me. I kind of want to do that again, but this time with Path of War.
I think because we started talking about like Monster Hunter-esque things, and I started thinking about like, should I be thinking about new animals, monsters from the ground up? But I found an interesting Reddit thread that I think will help me, provided me a good like way to approach things. Just take some base monster from Pathfinder, assuming it works, and then just adjust it through
Hey Matt,
like templates, or just basically add some stuff that from the game, from RPG.
there is a Hussar archetype.
A what?
Hussar.
Hussar.
The horse.
Hussar, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's a Hussar archetype.
And then winged hussars arrive.
Exactly.
I think I saw it. Yeah. Maybe, but yeah, I definitely heard that. Yeah, there's one.
I'm just looking through the Warlord archetypes to see if there's one any I want. Currently looking at no, but
Oh hey, I still have all my old macros.
Yeah, I sent Zach like 2 full pages of macros. I had way too many.
want to see my macros, Julius?
Yes, show them.
There you go. That's all of them.
I feel scammed. I was expecting like 3 pages. Damn it, Zach.
I don't even know what Untitled is. Oh, it's just empty.
Okay then. Oh my lord.
So, let's see.
Now that I think about, I might touch upon one more thing. Regarding the question in the chat I had, like Discord chat some time ago, regarding at which which themes I'm thinking about in this campaign, like towards what I'm going. Essentially, on one hand, I didn't wanted to decide between serious and comedic because that also depends on the player characters. And from what I'm hearing for now is that there definitely will be like a lot of comedic stuff. At least that's the feeling I'm getting. I might be wrong. We'll see how the things will go in practice. But essentially, like as a larger theme, I imagine like this is like glass half full situation. While on one hand there will be like the general situation and the challenge ahead of you will seem pretty severe and challenging. However, it's not like dark soulsy like despair and whatnot, but more towards like we have the immortality, we have been blessed, we have been chosen, and we bear the marks of the guild, so let's fucking do this. And if we are here, then we can fix this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do kind of like the whole a bit more comedic, but still like hopeful against darkness idea.
We do this so no one else has to.
Yeah, I mean it will be like up to you. How will you play like deaths, assuming your characters will be dying? Because on one hand, sure, your characters do not die, but like they can still feel pain and getting murdered in horrible ways from time to time can like be a thing, like how it affects, but it will be like up to your characters and you as a players if you want to like touch upon these like things for your character or development and whatnot. I'm just definitely gonna say without spoiling too much, like the immortality and death will be a thing playing into plans and larger myth arc of this story.
Gotcha.
So potentially like a big butt of this story because, well, if you want a story, you need conflict. So yeah, the big butt definitely will have this under consideration.
So, since we will be visiting a new continent, will we get like any form of backup from the main continent, or like in will there be any more ships coming from the mainland?
The main plan is that the fleet of explorers will be large enough that they will be able to achieve foothold on their own. And should the situation escalate for whatever reason, there are NPCs that have access to like high level magic, so it would be possible to like call for backup if needed. However, as I mentioned and this is like out of character information, as I mentioned in the chat, things will be not going according to plan.
As per usual.
And I have like specific like reasoning explanation why things will be happening the way they are, and why, without giving context, why calling for backup for the mainland will not be possible.
Okay, sounds reasonable enough.
So I guess that also plays into the theme that whatever is like the theme of, okay, we are here, we won't be getting more reinforcements, so we need to fucking step up and deal with this ourselves.
Yeah, achieve self-sustainability.
And yeah, now I have no. I mean, one more thing regarding like technical stuff. I mean, not technical, but like timeline wise. Yeah, because we started like an hour. Normally, we'd be starting like an hour and 50 minutes ago, and generally, like I think if it will be possible, I'm aiming towards like 3-hour session minimum. So that would be another hour and 10 minutes. However, I will be fine if that will be possible to play like up until 4 hours, because like 4 hour means that we start at 6 p.m. For me and end at 10 p.m. and 10 p.m. is like the hard cutoff point for me because well, I have to wake up on Mondays at 5:30 a.m. for work, so. But we'll see. Like regarding timeline wise, I think at the very minimum we can do 3-hour sessions.
Yeah,
easy.
Sounds reasonable enough to me.
And if possible, maybe push it up to 4, but 4 will be like maximum. But we'll see how the situation will go each Sunday.
Okay.
And apart from that,
does anyone have any else?
Yeah, literally, I have nothing else I can think about that we need to talk.
Yeah. So, does anyone have anything else they want to say? Like, just a second.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna go back and playing some Lego.
Sure. All right. All right. Nice seeing you again, Matt, in that case. And yeah, I look forward to this session in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I will put the set the time on Roll20.